Hello, trend lovers. Welcome. Today is Big Friday, as the Greeks will call it, but others will call it Good Friday. Anyway, come on in. Let's have a quick gist before we start doing other plans for Good Friday. Okay, so yes. Let's talk. We covered the gist about Mr. JD. Let's check our sound. I need to make sure our sound is good. We covered the conversation about JD supporting this man that was complaining online. Let me just quickly check the sound before we start. Okay, so I think our sound is good to go. Welcome. We're just gonna have a quick analysis and off we go. So we spoke about JD posting something about a man that came online crying and complaining that oh, he's a man of color, the system, just ranting exactly the way Justin does, how the system was against him and things like that. Remember, we pulled up the post that JD had posted, and when we're doing the analysis, I kept saying, well, not so much. I don't really know this man's story because, when you're not following the story from the beginning, unlike that of JD and KO, that we're following the story from the beginning. But people that have been to this man's page or have been very long on the man's page, in fact, let me just say this before I even continue. If you're just coming in, you are welcome. Oh, oh Christ. Oh, children. Okay, so now, yeah, distracted by this one. Anyway, like the live stream if you're just coming in. Thank you so very much for joining. Let's have this conversation. So, people that follow this man's story already know a little bit about what happened and what led to what is now making this man to act like he's the victim. For me, one thing that stuck out immediately, I saw that post when JD shared it, and then I listened to when I saw JD's caption, I just started laughing. And I said, okay, let me go and watch the video, hear what the person is saying. Then when I listened to the video, I was like, okay, of course, these are the kind of content JD would share. And that just made me feel like there is something with this person. But anyway, let's just give this person the benefit of the doubt until we know more about what's going on. Remember, on that day, we went into the man's page after we finished listening to the video that JD has shared, and we went to the man's page. We tried to solve through some of his videos and his posts, and you will keep seeing how he complains about the system, how he loves his boys, how he has not seen his boys, how he was just driving one day to get a haircut, and then he stopped the police to go do a checkup, and all of this ranting. And I kept looking at the children, their ages, and things like that. And I was wondering, wait, from what this man is trying to explain, it seemed like when him and his partner they had their divorce or whatever, when you go through his page, you will see that there were times where he was with the kids. So it's not as if after the divorce immediately everything was just you have the kids, the mother of the children, because the man is incompetent or whatever he was found guilty for. You will notice that something had happened, and I find it weird, and I kept saying it on that video, that it is strange that this man did not think to share exactly what led to what that caused the system to actually give either full custody to his ex-wife now that he is not able to see the children, but he just keeps screaming, I'm a good dad, I'm a good dad, I'm a good dad. There is no way the system would overlook everything and see that you're not guilty of anything, after your investigation and everything, and they still decide to cut you off of the life of your. Nobody does that. Okay, they don't do that because the system is not there. And remember, some of the comments there, people were like, oh, they work with the system and they know that the priority is always the children and not the either the mother or the father. But you will see people like Justin, and this is bestie. Look, seriously, if you're a father out there that is a good father and you're battling anything like this, avoid somebody like Justin. If Justin tries to share your video, refuse, say, scream, God forbid. Let him not share your video, because you will notice that the kind of people that JD associates with are people that reasons the way he reasons, people that thinks the way he thinks, people that will lie, people that will just lie for no reason. Somebody like JD. JD says one thing today and then comes tomorrow with his full chest looking at people in their faces, and he says something totally different from what he has said yesterday. And I kept saying it, that look at this man talking about, oh, well, I'm advocating for fathers out there. I spent $250,000. Nobody believed. Anybody that knew the story from the beginning just started laughing. But what about those people that are just coming in, that are just seeing this man, JD, okay, ranting online steadily? They will really believe that this man spent $250,000. And people like, of course, $250,000 is a huge money, and not, of course, not every mother or father out there that is fighting through custody battle is going to be able to raise that kind. Do you see the where JD is going with this? His life, his is very fake and false story. You know, hence the title you see is JD, aka Mr. Liar, and I'm going to prove that to you people in a second. You know, JD forgets that there are people that, because he's been ranting for so many years, there are people that have now made it their job to go and find his old clips, and they will clip out where he was saying one thing and where he's saying something else, and after the years or after the months, how he changed his mouth. So tell me how this man is posting in 2025 telling us he spent from 100 and what did he say he spent from $100,000, I'll be $70,000 to $100,000. Now we are 250,000 in 2025. Excuse me. When another father that loves to lie, that will not tell the truth, like this one that he shared the video, I don't even know the man's name, and I don't care. I don't even want to know his name. So when another father that lies like this one that he just shared his video, you know, two liars together as friends and partners, evil supporter, Mr. JD, he comes out next year, 2026, he's going to tell us that he spent 300,000, because he's not going to go from 250,000. He's going to add an extra 50,000. But this is the same person that criticized, castigated, judged Cora. Oh, what the heck are you people donating $75,000? Oh, how much did they donate to Cora's money? Somewhere around there anyway, 75,000 anyway. Why are you people done? In fact, before that money even hit 50,000, this man was screaming, oh, how we don't even need lawyers. I'm just going to walk in there. You all see my documents. I walk in there. At most, if me and Cora need any money in court, to be 5,000. It won't be above 5,000. What is she going to be doing with 70 something thousand? Let her return those money. Over and over, every day, this was his topic. Fast forward from $5,000, that's what him and Cora needs for their court case, to him spending $100,000. From 100,000 to I think 170, then $250,000. And all of a sudden, the story has changed now, that there are fathers that you feel sorry for that are not financially strong enough to go and do their custody battle, because it is expensive. So now that it does not have to do with Cora, it has to do with this man that is also lying. From what we know, custody battle is now expensive. But when it was Cora, custody battle was not expensive. Cora was a thief, Cora was a scammer, Cora was a cheat, Cora was everything, because she was asking for help. But you are now screaming that, oh yes, you totally understand this man, you feel his pain, you can put yourself in his shoes. It's just that you were lucky because you had a good paying job and everything. Or God, that money didn't come out from your pocket, Mr. Linus Umba. Justin, Mr. Linus Umba, that money did not come out from your pocket. Your headless chickens donated that money for you. But you can't even just come out and beat your chest to say the truth for once in your life, to say, okay, well, I had a good paying job, but I still could not raise that money. So my headless chickens actually donated. So I'm grateful that I have these headless chickens that will always bail me when I'm in trouble. A good person. Welcome, Katori Kamama. Welcome, Queen. Thank you so very much for joining us. They say he lies for money. He lies for anything, seriously. Sympathy, money, attention, every single damn thing you can think about as a human being, JD lies about it. And the fact that he will not just stay in his lane, minding his own business, he goes around poke-nosing. Tell me, what is the reason why JD shared this man when he knows that the evidence of him, seriously, he even made this man's case worse. The man on his own is not good. So let me read a comment that one of our queens dropped underneath this video that I mean. You know, most times when we do these videos, I always tell you people that most of our people will come and watch the replay. So this comment was this comment is from Laura Lee. Laura Lee said the man is still crying. You know, a question asking about this man that JD shared. Said this man is still crying. He got charged with child exploitation. So you see, So people that knew what went wrong can actually tell. So the reason why probably this man, but let's just keep saying allegedly, but so people that knows that saw what happened before this man is now screaming all of this nonsense that he's screaming right now. He's saying that it's allegedly out of, child exploitation, and that will make sense. If you're exploiting the children, then they will take them the children away from you. You understand? And the fact that this man is kind of JD's friend, it is easy to kind of believe that yes, it could be that, because JD is another one that exploits his kids. I don't want my kids online. I don't want, for everyday cameras in their faces. He will do nothing without the children. If the children are not in his custody, if they are with their mother, you don't see him creating content back to back, back to back. Immediately the children gets into his custody, he starts screaming, he starts creating drama and things like that. So that is what we know JD for. So no wonder JD is able to share someone like this. If you're just coming in, you're welcome. Please share. Please please like, share, join the conversation. Let me know what you think. Even if you're one of JD's headless chickens, drop your thoughts in the in the comment section. Let's talk. Now, let me see. Gotta say he's not spent a penny on nothing. Don't mind him. He said, I've got a good paying job. I earn 300. How much did you say he earned again? $300. I'll be 300 plus an hour. I've got so much money. And now they complain that people are, you see, these JD supporters are just as shameless and as wicked as he is. Because now tell me, JD that was mocking Cora, that Cora, after Cora moved out of his house, Cora, of the house that they shared, that I believe maybe she was the one even paying the rent to, but he said it's his house anyways. Okay. Maybe his name was the one on the list, but all the money and everything was hers. But when Cora moved out to that small place, you all remember how this man came out and this man was screaming, oh, my children cannot stretch their legs. The space is so small. My children are suffering over there. And he made series of videos. He made so much issue out of it. Now that he's the one that moved into a box or a studio, whatever you call that thing, I know you not even consign me. My own is he moved into a box. He moved into a place that looked like jailhouse. Face me, I face you. Storage unit. That's what that thing looks like. It looks like a storage unit. Now that he moves into a storage unit and people are trying to call him out, hey, oh, you people will always criticize him for everything. There is no problem. And there's no problem in life if somebody have to downsize or somebody have to do. So all of a sudden there's no problem in this life. But when it was Cora that moved into a small place, that it was an issue, right? It was a huge problem for him and all of you, the headless chickens. But now that he has done the same thing, you people want to act like nobody should talk. No, 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 no. Whenever we talk about anything that involves house, we will mention that he moved into a storage unit. Anyone of an no like I'm making a fly, go hawk transformer, no fish out. That being said, if you're just coming in, please like the live stream. No one thing I hate is when people just lie. And when you lie for no reason, I don't want the pain pass. Like it's so annoying when people just lie for no reason. Like there's no reason to lie. It is obvious from that man's video that that man must have done something. Tell me why JD did not ask the man to tell him the full story before sharing that rubbish and daring to even write that nonsense that he wrote as a caption when he was sharing that man that lies like no man's business. And then he came out to say what I don't know. So I guess the United States scams everybody here in the United States for help, but ask for money. He just says whatever his brain tells him. Is that not what he's doing? Whatever his brain tells him, that's exactly what you will hear him say. So that's right. He didn't come out of his pocket. It came out of the other people's pocket. I have not seen ungrateful human being like JD. That's the truth. I wonder how these people still keep, because the least you can actually do, like somebody helped you came out asking for help. The fact that somebody felt, oh, out of my, you think other people don't have things to do, people don't have what they want to do with their money and things like that, they donated to you. At least be grateful. When you're telling the story, have you ever heard JD since he's telling his story to include that, well, I got to a point where I couldn't even fund even with my job and everything, and oh, thank you my supporters, God bless my supporters, or just be grateful to them for donating their hard-earned money? Because if these people did not, I don't even know where this one would be. He wouldn't have been able to raise a thing. Hence he made it a huge issue that people were donating for Cora. He just didn't want her to have that money. He just didn't want her to have enough money to be able to fight him in court, because in his mind, after he files those 10 million nonsense, if one does not click, the other will click. So out of all those multiple rubbish that him and his headless chickens they filed, one will click, and that's how he will use to put his ex-wife away. But none of them worked. But he just didn't want her to have money at all, to be able to get a good lawyer and fight her case. Do you understand? So when you look at the post that JD made, you want to ask yourself, what was this man really thinking? That you came out in April 2025 and you share a nonsense video from somebody that just lied. So that, and that man too is somebody that has no shame. You exploit the kids allegedly. Now they took the kids from you. Why don't you learn from the mistake you have made? And try to see if there's something you can do or whatever. Repent, change, and look for something else you're going to do for yourself. Instead, you're driving on the road. Oh, you see, when people talk, you kind of know the kind of people they are. From the way that man spoke, the kind of words that were coming out of his mouth when he was talking about this thing, it's just going to let you know that yes, JD is just nothing. And this man is also nothing to write home about. Like, they are just two people that loves to lie and lie for no reason. But yet, they are the loudest. You will not rest. Every time you turn on your social media, you're seeing one nonsense or the other. Every single time you turn on your social media, go to Facebook, you're seeing one nonsense or the other. Now, let me get this stuff that I saw this morning. That just took me back to when we were talking about it the last time, when I was saying, JD, this is not what you said last year. People remember what you said last year. Now there's a content creator. I don't know. I think because when you consume certain content, they suggest some people to you. I don't know who this person is. I don't know. Give me a second. I don't know who this person really is, but her clip was just, it just popped up on Facebook. I saw it. So I said, let me listen to it, because the person has the video of JD, and not just JD, but has like the horn, the fire horn on his head. And I was like, this must be something funny. So I clicked to listen to what the person has actually put together, and it's really, really funny. I was when I click on it, I'll say the person's name, but I don't know. There's so many people that are involved in this KO and JD's situation that is going on online. So some of them I really don't know. So I cannot tell you who this person was supporting or what this person's stand was. But let's just listen to this, and we will continue. Because people want to make it look like, yeah, leave him alone, leave him alone. Like, say, we'll not get what to want to. He wants to like $55,000 so far, and claiming. Okay, so this is from someone called Janice Brown. So shout out to Janice Brown for this clip. I am unable to afford proper legal representation. So this is JD talking. So she's getting on the internet asking people for money, claiming that she can't afford it. Fraud. So she better return. Do you hear that? That is fraud. Because she doesn't need it for one. She doesn't need it. It's not going to cost $55,000. Not for the most expensive lawyer. Did you hear that? I had a $950 an hour lawyer, top 3 lawyer in the city. Top 3 lawyer. He said he had over the course of 9 months. $950 an hour. So how is it one huge? And that was the entirety of the divorce. Did you hear process. How much he said? So how can one hearing cost that much money? It's a scam. A few moments later. A few moments later. I don't take risks when it comes to my children. So I did start a buy me a coffee campaign. You see? I will not beg for anything. But I spent $170,000. I spent $170,000. Allegations and won them all. But he said he won them all. Years does hurt. And I do make money, but this stuff is definitely financially draining. It's financially draining. First of all, the money. Did you, when I was talking about it, and I said, and there are more videos. This is just 2 that this content creator clipped. Shout out once more to Janice Brown. I'm seeing Janice Brown for the first time. The comment, the her posts, and I think because I've been consuming a lot of going through the content on Facebook, so they suggest more people that talk about JD and KO. So that's how I saw this content creator, this in clip. But this clip is really amazing. Shout out to you, Janice Brown. Um, the fact that JD said what Cora did was a scam. I'll play it one more time so you people really listen and hear. Okay, you can clearly tell that some person might say that doesn't sound like him. Of course, the content creator distorted the voice. Okay, just to make some changes and things like that. You understand? So that's why the person did distort the voice, but that's JD talking because it's actually a video. Okay, it is actually a video. So I'm like, I was even saying 75,000. It was when the money was still 55,000. That's when he even started complaining how she does not need that, you know, how she does not need that many, how it's not that expensive and things like that.
A GoFundMe, which has raised $55,000 so far, and claiming right here, due to the exorbitant legal fees in Los Angeles, I am unable to afford proper legal representation to reclaim my rights. So she's getting on the internet asking people for money, claiming that
the same thing that he's going to do.
Fraud. So she better return that money. Not because she doesn't need it, for one. For a single hearing, it's not going to cost $55,000. Not for the most expensive lawyer in LA. I had a $950 an hour lawyer, top 3 lawyer in the city. And over the course of 9 months, I only spent $100,000. So how is it one here? And that was the entirety of the divorce process. So how can one hearing cost that much money? It's a scam.
A few moments later. I don't take risks when it comes to my children. So I did start a buy me a coffee campaign. I will not beg for anything. But I'd spent $170,000 in lawyer fees to defend myself against false allegations and won
not
them
his
all.
Money.
But $170,000 in 2 years does hurt. And I do make money, but this stuff is definitely financially draining.
Money, you know, like I'm like, you don't make no money. Seriously, you don't make no money, because if you do, oh my goodness, oh Christ, I can't stop laughing. This is so funny. Oh, wait a minute, oh, because she added music at the end. At the end, hold on. It says it's a motel. Katori said it's a motel. Said it's a motel. I researched it. We don't know. Oh, yo's world. Welcome. That's a barrister in the building. Welcome, ma'am. Thank you so much for joining us today. How are you doing, Queen? How are you doing? Hope you're doing great. So, if you're just coming in, please like the give us a like. I see 5 we're 22 in here. Please like the live stream. Thank you so very much. That would help. I just wanted you people to also see, and the reason why I wanted to show you JD's face is because the content creator had already, distorted the voice, changed the voice, and most people will say, well, it's possible that that's not him. So I wanted to show you all when you see what he was wearing, you hear him talking, you can remember. If it's someone that you've been following this case, you remember when JD did these videos, when every day he was during when Cora when Cora opened that GoFundMe, every day, every minute, some days he was even live several times, bashing and doing the most, so I'm like, okay, now you said 170,000 you spent. And he said it like that was his 170,000. I don't understand how you don't have money. Somebody sponsored, people actually sponsored you. Welcome, welcome, Queen Marilyn Guerra. Welcome. Hello to you. How are you doing? So how you don't have money, you came out to ask for help, people supported you. The last thing you want to do is take the glory. The last thing you want to do is not appreciate the help that people have helped you. You must be a very wicked person to not appreciate when people help you. Instead of this man to say, I spent money that people donated, he said, I spent money. Who give you money? Who dash you you get $170,000 now? You know, go rent place where big past that prison house where you they live. Let's call a spade a spade. So fast forward now, all of the things he said that, oh, because Cora did, those were scamming, those were betrayal, those were this. And today you come out to share the video of this man now that people have confirmed, people that followed the man's story. Because a lot of people watch lots of content creators on Facebook. Most of us were more active on YouTube. So you see us more on YouTube and doing it. But people that watch on Facebook could recognize this man. And we're hearing allegedly. And why wouldn't I believe, what these people are saying? Because when you go to the man's page, you will see photos of him and his children, not when they were little or something. They were of certain age. So you will know that probably after the separation, both of them had custody, like him and his ex-wife. The wife have the kids sometimes the same way Cora and Justin share custody right now. So if something goes wrong and custody is now, full custody is given to one person, the other person will come out online to complain. Meanwhile, they both had 50-50 custody. But Justin didn't bother to ask this man to tell him the truth. And the fact that this man was just saying, there's no way you'll be talking about custody battle, and next thing you're talking about, well, I'm a person of color. What does that have to do? They're talking about human beings. They're talking about kids. They're not talking about the color of their skin. They're talking about their well-being, their welfare, and everything. Okay, so they're not going to, they're not going to come out to, say, oh, let's favor this person, because no, all they care about is about the children. But Mr. Man, no, 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 no. He's not that type of person. Look at this man's video. In fact, want this man open. Let me play it one more time. Because the system is, once you hear this man talk, okay, before anyway, let me read the caption again, since I played that, because some of you are not even sure what I'm talking about. Okay, because that live stream, we actually did it on Entertainment Daily. So if you're wondering, if you're checking here on Trends with Octavia and you're not seeing the stream where we did the analysis and played this, it is actually on Entertainment Daily. And I had said we will go through that man's page. We'll try to find out a little bit more about this man that JD is sharing his story. We know why, because I just had a feeling that this man will be exactly like JD or similar. Because when you hear this man talk alone, you will know that this man is very similar to JD. Okay, hence he's JD's bestie, and JD is able to publicate his rubbish that he posted, and you can tell that the man is just playing the victim. And I kept saying, until we know who this man's ex-wife is, and if she has a page, we will go to her page and also listen to her own story. Nobody should believe anything this man is saying. He can keep on crying online, but he's exactly like JD that will come out and lie to you to your faces. People donated money for JD. Imagine somebody watching JD in 2025. You won't even know that people donated money for JD to fight his court case, buy a car, and live in that huge mansion and everything. He acted like, I earn good money. What nonsense earn good money you earn? Up until date, JD has never given credit to people that supported him and all of that. But Cora came out and said thank you, even went on her knee saying thank you with tears to people that supported and donated. That is how you know somebody that is grateful. You appreciate, no matter how little, no matter how big, be grateful to people that are supporting you. But of course, the people with, they don't. And JD and this man, I think both of them have the same issues. No. So this video, when JD shared it, this is what JD had captioned it. Right now, it's 3 days ago. So he said, I predict in the near future, this is JD talking. He shared the video. This is the caption. He shared the man's video, the man that they said allegedly his kids were taken from him because he was exploiting the kids. Okay. That's what we know. Okay. Yeah, I can see. So JD shared the video, and JD wrote 3 days ago, he said, I predict in the near future, there will be a civil rights movement for fathers' rights. So many dads are suffering in silence and don't have a voice. Did you hear me? I spent. A real person would not write this, I spent 250K defending myself against hundreds of false allegations. If JD was a good person, he would rather write, if he was telling the truth, he would rather write that he was lucky enough to be one of those that had supporters that were able to hold him and back him with their finances to help him fight his case. Of which, what case was he fighting? He was the one taking her to court, causing all the troubles, filing nonsense on other people's pocket. You just don't run to court when you know you don't have the finances. Just you have to prepare. But in JD's case, he was causing the problem while he had his hands in other people's pockets. And at the end of the day, even when the people showed up and supported him, this shameless human being did not bother to even say thank you. He did not. But in 2025, he thinks he can call himself the advocate for fathers around the world. Any good father should stay away from this person. If he shares your video, go and tell him to delete it. Because if you're a good person and JD shares your videos, oh, that's going to ruin your case. Because there's JD, no. So JD said, I spent 250K defending myself against hundreds of false allegations and my right to be with my children. Most can't afford to fight. Not all dads have a voice, but I do. First of all, there was no point in time that Cora ever wanted to take those kids. If she wanted, it is so easy. It's actually the easiest thing she would have done. Trust me, getting those kids away would have been the easiest thing. But she kept calling him good father. Up until date, she still calls him good father. Despite the horrible treatment and everything that he has done, said he will not stop until she buys. She still. So she never ever. So I don't even know what fight he said he was fighting to be in the life of his children. Him being in the life of his children were never threatened. I repeat, if you're a good father going through divorce, child custody, whatnot, avoid Justin on social media because he will try to scream on top of his voice pretending that he's an advocate. JD is an advocate for the devil, actually. Because when you see A, you say it's B, and you see B, you say it's C, then I don't understand. Okay, because this man clearly came out after exploiting, because JD also exploited and continues to exploit his children. He didn't see anything wrong in this man exploiting his children. But when you listen to this man's words, you will know that this man too is no good. There, when you hear birds of the same feather, this is a good example. So listen now. How this man is going to
They
complain.
took my sons,
Well,
not because I failed them, but because the system is built to break fathers. I'm a black father.
what does you being black or white or green or
Wasn't in
purple
any
has to
trouble.
do with
I
anything?
was the primary parent. I love my sons. I sacrificed.
Oh, he even added that he was the primary parent. He was the primary parent. Is that not supposed to mean that the children were with him most of the time? So magically, the system just went crazy that the way some people can lie and they want to lie to your face and expect that you believe them, it's an insult. Ah,
They took my sons, not because I failed them, but because the system is built to break fathers. I'm a
yeah,
black
tell me
father.
about it.
I did what they said I'm supposed to do. Wasn't in any trouble. I was the primary parent. I love my sons. I sacrificed for my family. And still,
Some men are always good at misbehaving, behaving very bad, not caring for the children. The women will be the ones doing everything and everything. And once you hear divorce and child custody, all of a sudden they're a good father. All of a sudden, magically, they want to be active in the children's life. Meanwhile, when you were married to them and everything, you as the mother, you were the only person running and doing everything. But we just see this type of men that will always say, when a man thinks he needs to say, I'm a good father, because a good father actually is mostly the wife that would say, oh, my husband is hands-on with his kids. You understand? Oh, he's a good. People around would see it. But when you need to blow your own trumpet, it seems like there's something up with you. So this man telling, I was the primary father, primary caretaker, primary whatever he called himself, primary parent. And all of a sudden you went from primary parent to secondary parent to no parent.
they took my
Mokromad.
sons, not because I failed them, but because the system is built to break fathers. I'm a black father. I did what they said I'm supposed to do.
You didn't
Wasn't
do
in any
nothing.
trouble. I was the primary parent. I love my sons. I sacrificed for my family.
Ha!
Still, they ripped my voice from me.
Tell me
We talk
about it.
about crime in our communities.
What
We
does
point fingers at the violence.
he talks about crime? He talks about violence. He talks about he's a black father. You so because you're a black father, they should look at you. You misbehave, and they say, "Well, this one we can. When we're not going to touch because oh God, go and sleep." We're talking about the welfare of your children. Nobody cares what you look like. Okay, nobody cares what you look like. It's not about that. It's about the children. And if you were exploiting the children, there is no, it does not concern the system. People that are responsible for making sure that children are okay, they will do their job. And that is what the general public expect of them. Okay, that is what they are being paid for. That is why they are employed. And in fact, some of them, that is the reason why they chose that kind of job. So they're not going to look at your face as an adult that knows right from wrong, but choose to do wrong. And then when they come to persecute you for that wrong you've done, you want to pretend. Even Judas Iscariot hang himself by himself. You're here talking rubbish.
The absent fathers, the broken homes. But what about the fathers? What about the dads
What
that are
nonsense,
doing it
dad?
right and still being punished?
There is no dad that is doing it right that will be punished. There's no law anywhere because how do you even prosecute that kind of person? Because the person will have all their evidence to prove that they have no. So even if the other partner is trying to the other party, because at that point I guess they will be divorced anyway. So if the other party is trying to pretend that oh let me lie on him or let me lie on her, the truth will be the truth and the truth will prevail. The way these people, JD and this his friend, they speak like the people that are responsible, this so-called system, that all of them don't have sense. I don't understand. They work with the evidence. Did you exploit the kids or did you not? And you know one thing they do, they will do it here, open on social media where you can see which is even easier to collect evidence. And then they come to the same social media and they cry. After you shit for church, carry Bible, clean yash, then you they complain. Please, if you're just coming like the live
What
stream, okay?
about the black fathers that love their children with
It has
everything that they
nothing to do
have,
about color.
but still being treated
Oh
like
God, shut up.
criminals by the courts, the media, and even our own communities?
Even the
I
media.
mean, let's be real. There's tons of people that
So your community and the church and social media and everybody should support your nonsense because you're just everybody should turn blind eyes to what you're doing. These are the kind of people that JD will always share. These are the kind of people that JD will always share. He will never share anything reasonable, but everything that he would ever share will be something that is BS.
follow our journey, know our story. And some even told me they thought that all black people were thugs until they met me.
Huh?
But even after seeing me,
Oh my goodness. So yeah. Black Americans una don't suffer. Una don't suffer because this can be all of us. Eh? So this man is saying that they said they thought all of them were thugs. So people like Denzel Washington, name it. They didn't see those people. It's you, Nkpokoro Madu, you with no head. You, one of JD's headless chicken. Like when we see you, foolishness is written all over you. Is you this? God forbid that they use you as example for black people in America. Are you mad? This kind of person that talks with no common sense, all the reasonable people that are there. Now, when they open their mouth, you can hear wisdom. Morgan Freeman and the rest of them. Viola Davis. Is this one that has no head that people said God, oh, the fact that you have to smuggle how they thought black people were thugs, how you were a black father, all because you exploited your own kids and the system took your kids out away from you. It goes to show the kind of mindset that you have as a person. No one that Justin associates with
and
you.
witnessing my pain, my fight, my love for my sons, they're
If you
still
had
not
love, you
stepping
won't
up.
exploit your own kids.
Everyone's still
Shut up.
quiet, still watching from the sidelines
Why
while
won't
the
they keep
system tears
quiet?
my family apart. This is
You tear your family apart by yourself, but you blame the system for tearing your family apart. What about people that are doing it right and their families are still intact? Why is the system not tearing their family? It's only you and Justin that blames the system for things that the system is not guilty for, because you want to pretend that, oh, the system is broken. The same system that somebody like JD was rating. Oh, you don't know the American system. It's going to mess you up. It's going to put you in jail. It's going to deport you back to this. It's going to do this. It's going to do that. When you people went to court and went to that same system with your false story, with your falsehood and your stupidity, and you met people that have brain, that went to school, study what they want to study, master the craft, and start working, and with experience and everything over the years, they know when people lie to them, when people are being manipulative, and when people are exploiting their children, and when people are endangering the lives of their children and more. Then you pretend that the system is broken. Oh gosh, shut up, Joe.
About race. Because yes, this is my story.
It's not about
But
race.
this is
Shut up.
also the story of fathers of all races. You might not like
It is
my
not. A good
delivery
father
or
is a
how
good
I said
father.
it. Maybe it's too
A
raw,
BS
maybe it's
father
too
is a
real,
BS father.
but there's a father in your own community that can say the same thing as I am. You just may hear it better coming from them. The difference is he doesn't have the platform that I have. He's suffering in
Yeah, you're
silence.
making noise
He's
because you
losing
have the
court
platform.
battles that he can't afford.
You know, this is what him and JD they miscalculated. They really thought that the number of subscribers. I think this man has up to 1 million, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, he has a lot of following, and Justin also we know is close to 1 million. You know, as at that time, if not that his numbers were even going down, maybe Justin would have also hit 1 million. But maybe they really thought that because they have that numbers, they will use it, and every one of their followers will support them and not see the truth, and that's going to start a movement and everything. Organa Layo, the truth will be the truth.
Every day without his children and without a voice. The family court system makes billions of dollars by breaking all races of families apart. It's literally modern day slavery. By turning our children into weapons, by turning our love into leverage. But they don't care about what race you are. They care about control, power, and profit. So this is a call to action for everyone. Black, white, brown, rich, or poor. If you believe in family and love and justice, stand with me.
Nobody is
Help
standing
us
with you,
expose
Mr.
the
Laila.
system. Help us lift the voices of the fathers that you do not see, the ones who don't have a mic. Because when one father stands up, it's powerful. But when all fathers stand together, it's
Anyways,
unstoppable.
let me even pause this here because I've already played this thing before, but I just wanted to, put everything, sum everything together so people really understand the point we're trying to drive in. JD will never see a story that is really a good story and ever share or talk about it. When he sees this type of nonsense, these are the kind of things that he would like to share. And because this man exploits the kids, JD also exploits his own children. That's the only thing he likes. Cora can create content, even right now. Cora just released her new song. Okay, so if you've not even seen it, go check it out. Cora's new song just dropped. I watched it just before I came on live. Okay, so Cora's new song just dropped. Cora has been creating her content, doing her thing, even though the children are with their father. But tell me, how many content did Justin drop when the children were with Cora? Tell me how many contents he dropped. He waited until the children were handed over to him, and that's when he started creating, contents again. And look at his page. Even though he has a page for the kids, he has a vlog page for the kids. JD will not go to his vlog page and post anything. On his main page, everything, Tooth Fairy came. Look here. He wrote, Tooth Fairy came, showing another tooth of his daughter that went off. And then the next thing, oh, my 5 years old double dare me to climb the tree. And then he said he won because he climbed the tree. Then the next thing we see was next stop is ice cream, him and the kids and things like that. Why do they always have to be there? When they are not there, you don't have any content idea that you can create. Even people that have like family vlogging channels where they vlog, sometimes their children are in school. You will see the mother or the father saying, I'm preparing this and we're doing this, mother and father. Mom and dad will create a vlog. The children are not around, they will explain to their viewers, and that's it. Sometimes it will be mom is cooking or dad is doing something. they create those content while the children are not around. When the children come, the children can join. Sometimes you see them creating content and the children just jumps in and things like that. Like it's very natural, it's very real. But JD's own is not like that. Once the children are not around, JD is not creating any content. He waits until the children comes, then he tries to make some kind of noise. Now, look at this post he posted one a day ago. He said, cheerleader Junie, and that's his daughter standing on his shoulders. Okay, and he just likes to do anything that will make people to talk. And then the next thing he said, spring break continued, come and criticize. Like he just, what is the thing why you have to say, oh, people should come and criticize, it's spring break, it's this, it's that, the children are with you. Oh, almost like anytime people see the children are with you, your daughter's fingers, something went wrong with your daughter's finger, your daughter refused to share what happened to her hand. That is the question. The next thing, you have the child on your shoulders taking photos because you just want people to come and start complaining that that's a rough play, you should not play that. If she falls down, she can hit her head or something. If you're doing that kind of play, do you even have to snap it, film it, or post about it? Oh, because at the level of attention seeking with JD is on a different level. Seriously, it's absolutely on a different level, and it is embarrassing at this point. It is really, really embarrassing because it is so obvious that you're now doing too much. You created a YouTube channel, you want to teach about hate, about this, about that. You have still not dropped a video about it. You're still clowning on Facebook and seeking for attention and doing all of those things. Omo, it is well. Seriously, I'm gonna round this live stream up. But one thing I want people to remember is that when we say that JD lies, he lies. People want to say, y'all leave him alone. If he's Zekora, then they will sue them. JD's lies are all over. When you hear that he lies, when somebody tells you that he lies, know that they can always prove it. And that's the reason why I came back for us to do this. Because when I said JD lies. From they did not need that money for court. They need at least 5,000. He said both of them, if they ever need anything, him and Cora to go to court, it's not more than $5,000. It's not going to cost them more than $5,000 to go to court. That in fact he wouldn't even need that $5,000 because he is now so experienced that he would defend himself in court. So in other words, you're saying it is very cheap. If you don't even want to take a lawyer, you can defend yourself. So what changed? And now you're now all of a sudden an advocate for parents, for fathers. And now we finally realize that there are fathers that don't have the money. Then you kept increasing the money that people donated for you to take to go to court. But when they were donating for you, it was not too big. So $170,000 was not too much. But 55,000 that was donated to Cora, you were complaining that she didn't need that. Then you claimed that you had one of the top, you said top three lawyers in California. You're always, that's JD for you. He said he is among the top three, I be top five best chiropractors in California. The same thing with his court case too. He had the best top three that was charging 900 and something dollars per hour, that he spends 170 something thousand. 170 something thousand will not be your money, but at the end you said you people needed 5,000, but you spent 170 something. But Cora didn't need 55,000 to go to court. Now all of a sudden, now people, oh, you're advocating because you spent 250,000. Now in 2025, it's now 250,000 you spent. Okay, and all of a sudden now 250,000 is now a huge money and everything. But when it was Cora, she did not need the 55,000 that was given to her to go and fight you in court. You said you were fighting to be in the life of your children. That is a huge lie. You are the ones that were fighting and trying to collect the children from her. She never ever tried to collect the children from you. So what were you fighting with 200 and something, 250,000 for the problem that you created, and you're supposed to be advocate? Good fathers avoid JD. That's where I'm going to round this up. Thank you also very much. Those who watch the replay, drop your 2 cents in the comment section. Let me know what you think, your opinions. Let's know what you think. Okay, drop it in the comment section. Thank you so very much. Like, share, let's talk. Let's continue talking. Okay, let's continue exposing the lies and the lies and the lies and the lies, because Mr. Man will always come talk so calmly and stammer and clear his throat 10 billion times to try to drive the message in and to make people believe that what he said is the truth. But he was saying something else earlier on, and when Cora was doing it, he was calling her a scammer. How is it now expensive all of a sudden? How is it now expensive? Is it, if it is expensive, have you apologized for the defaming, that you defamed her because you called her a scammer and you said she didn't need that 55,000 that was donated to her? If you cannot accept when you're wrong, you cannot accept the things that you've done wrong, you're not an example for anybody and you will never be. That's just the truth. Thank you all so very much, and I'll see you all later. Happy Big Friday, as the Greeks will say, and Good Friday, as the rest of the world will say. Okay, so yes, I'll see you all. See ya all on payday. Okay, so 50 minutes. I gotta go. Bye, 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 bye for now.